Welcome back to Farm West of Boring, where life is anything but boring. Well, we have some problems here with this deck. There's a 4x10 roughly that's pretty well rotted out, and we have to replace it. But the problem is that we have it's about 24 feet long. So you can see that there's some major rot going on up under there. So we'll have to mill a 4x6 to replace this one. There used to be a set of stairs that went up here, and they were bolted in there, and so there was a lot of water penetration over the years that got into that. So that's why we have that issue. Looks like they've had some ants, carpenter ants in there. But the rest of this, I think, is in pretty good shape. This deck is from like 1960, 61 maybe. Car decking on here, and then 1/2-inch plywood on top, and then a Hypalon coating system on top of that, which has been covered up with urethane and acrylic over the years, so it's pretty thick membrane up on top. And this end, I think what it was is they got a 24-footer, and they just left it sticking out here on the end. So actually we could get by with about 23 feet. So we're going to have to go mill a beam to replace that 4x10. It's actually 4 by 9 1/8, something like that, or 3.5 by 9 1/8. And so we're going to have to try and get this one out and go mill one on the sawmill that will replace it. So that's what we're up to. So we'll go down and see what we can do on the mill.
out this way. And I think most of the weight's down there now, so.
Yeah. That's good.
Just get it up another little bit, and then if you shove it, it should just come right in, yeah?
The next thing is we want to go ahead and put some of those rollers in on the top of the rail, and then that, if they sit on those rollers, they'll roll. It'll roll rather than pushing against these bunks. Yep. Well, we got it on here. Basically, we just used the chain hoist and trolley on this end, lifted this end up, used the tractor on that end, and just slid it on here.
Like a charm.
But it looks like we could go about another foot.
Yeah, we definitely can. Should be able to just push it straight in.
Okay. Bring that chain down here. We're about 25 inches there. Okay, well, I've had it. That puts us about where we want to be. Sweet. Okay. Well, tomorrow's another day. You probably could square this end off, and we'd get it another foot this way.